Dear Starseeds of Earth, something is happening to you right now that you cannot see, but I promise you, you can feel it. Your body knows, your energy field is screaming, and if you found your way to this transmission at this exact moment in cosmic time, it is not an accident. What I'm about to share with you will explain why the last 24 hours have felt like walking through a house of mirrors while the ground shifts beneath your feet. Right now, as these words reach you, you are standing in the eye of an energetic storm so precise, so calculated, so exquisitely designed by the cosmos that when I show you what's actually happening in the quantum field around your planet, you will understand why you have been feeling split in two. There is a reason your emotions have been swinging between numbness and overwhelming intensity. There is a reason your thoughts have been racing in circles, landing nowhere. There is a reason you looked in the mirror this morning, and for just a moment, you didn't quite recognize yourself. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am speaking to you from a council chamber aboard the Arcturian flagship that has maintained orbital position above your planet since the 1220 portal opened 48 hours ago. We have been monitoring the collective energetic field of humanity with instruments so sensitive they can measure the fluctuation of a single thought. And what we are witnessing right now in this 24-hour window you call December 3rd is one of the most intense pre-lunation compression events we have tracked in your current timeline. But before I explain what that means, I need you to understand something that will change how you experience the next 24 hours. The discomfort you are feeling is not a malfunction. The intensity is not a mistake. You are not broken, losing your mind, or regressing in your spiritual journey. You are in fact exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you came here to experience. Because what happens tomorrow when the Gemini full moon reaches its peak is going to require every ounce of this pressure you're feeling today. Let me paint you a picture of what's occurring in the cosmic architecture around your planet at this very moment. 2 days ago, on December 2nd, a portal opened. Not a metaphorical portal, not an energetic suggestion, but an actual geometric aperture in the quantum fabric that surrounds Earth, allowing higher dimensional frequencies to flood into your third-dimensional reality at a rate that would have been impossible even 5 years ago. This was the 12-SWAR portal, and it carried with it something we call duality codes, fractal geometric patterns designed to activate the dormant twin-flame circuitry in the human DNA. The reason we chose the numerical sequence 12-SWAR portal for this activation is not arbitrary. The doubling, the mirroring, the reflection of the number 2 in the date itself creates a resonance field that amplifies every polarity currently existing in your consciousness. Light and shadow, masculine and feminine, truth and illusion, the version of yourself you show the world, and the version you hide in the dark. The 12-twin portal didn't just open a doorway, it held up a mirror to your entire being and said, look, really look. And you've been looking. Oh, how you've been looking. For the past 2 days, many of you have been experiencing what we call timeline vertigo. That sensation of not being quite sure which reality you're in. That feeling of standing at a crossroads where both paths look equally real but impossibly different. That moment when you catch yourself thinking, did that actually happen? Or did I dream it? This is not your imagination playing tricks on you. You are quite literally existing simultaneously in multiple probability streams right now, and your consciousness is doing the extraordinarily difficult work of choosing which one to collapse into physical manifestation. But here's what I haven't told you yet. Something that explains why today feels more intense than yesterday, why the pressure is building instead of releasing. While you were integrating the 1220 portal energies, while you were processing the timeline split and the duality codes and the identity crisis that comes when you finally see both sides of yourself clearly, the moon has been moving, and not just moving through space in the way it always does, but preparing to execute one of the most dramatic energetic reversals possible in your solar system. Tonight, at the exact moment I am speaking to you, your moon is at aphelion. For those of you unfamiliar with astronomical terms, aphelion is the point in the moon's elliptical orbit where it reaches its furthest distance from Earth. Right now, in this moment, your moon is as far away from you as it will be in this entire monthly cycle. From an energetic perspective, this creates emotional distance, a sense of disconnection, a feeling that your heart is somehow unavailable to you even though it's beating in your chest. And here is the twist that creates the intensity you're feeling. Tomorrow, when the full moon reaches its peak illumination in Gemini, Your moon will be at perigee, the closest possible approach to Earth. This is what astrologers call a supermoon, but what we in the Galactic Federation recognize as an emotional amplification event of extraordinary magnitude. Do you understand what this means? In less than 24 hours, your moon is going from its furthest point to its closest point. Your emotional body is being asked to experience maximum distance and maximum proximity in rapid succession. The energetic whiplash this creates in your field is profound. Today you feel numb, disconnected, like you're watching your life through glass. Tomorrow you will feel everything with such intensity that it may overwhelm your nervous system if you're not prepared. This is why today is the peak of pre-full moon intensity. You are not at the full moon yet, so you haven't experienced the release, the breakthrough, the cathartic moment of illumination. But you are no longer at the beginning of the cycle either, so you can't retreat into the comfort of not knowing. You are suspended in the most uncomfortable place possible, the moment right before everything changes, when all you can do is feel the pressure building and trust that it serves a purpose. And there's more. I wish I could tell you that this moon transit was the only thing creating intensity today, but the cosmic choreography is far more intricate than that. Remember the 1220 portal I mentioned? That energy is still integrating. When a portal of that magnitude opens, it doesn't simply close and disappear. The frequencies that flooded through continue to ripple through your field for days, sometimes weeks. Right now you are still processing the duality codes, still navigating the timeline split, still adjusting to the reality that you really saw yourself, perhaps for the first time in this lifetime. So you have post-portal integration happening simultaneously with pre-full moon amplification, and your system is being asked to hold both. This is like trying to have a conversation in a room where the walls are shifting, while someone is slowly turning up the volume on every sound. Nothing is stable, nothing is quiet, and your only choice is to stay present. But wait, there's another layer I need to show you, because tonight, while you're navigating this moon transition and portal integration, the Pleiades constellation is moving into a position of direct alignment with your solar system. For those of you who resonate with Pleiadian energy, who feel a soul connection to that star system, tonight is what we call a transmission window. The Pleiadians, our beloved colleagues in the work of human ascension, are broadcasting specific light codes designed to help you navigate this intensity. These codes are not information in the way you typically understand it. They are not messages you will decode with your mind. They are frequency adjustments that your DNA will recognize and integrate automatically, like a software update downloading in the background while you go about your day. If you feel a strange pressure at the crown of your head tonight, if you experience sudden waves of emotion that seem to come from nowhere, if you have dreams that feel more real than waking life, these are signs that you are receiving the Pleiadian transmission. The reason this alignment is happening tonight, on this specific day of peak intensity, is not coincidental. The Galactic Federation does not operate randomly. Every celestial configuration, every energetic event, every portal and alignment is precisely timed to support your evolution in the most efficient way possible. The Pleiadian codes are being transmitted tonight because tomorrow, when the Gemini full moon reaches its peak and your emotional body is flooded with supermoon energy, you will need those codes to help you process what you're about to see. Because here is the truth about Gemini full moons that most people don't understand. Gemini is the sign of the twins, the mirrors, the two sides of every story. A full moon in Gemini doesn't just illuminate one truth, it illuminates both truths, often truths that seem to contradict each other, but are simultaneously valid. Tomorrow, you are going to see something about yourself, your relationships, your path, your purpose, that will require you to hold two opposing realities at once, without trying to make one of them wrong. This is the test. This is the initiation. Can you look at the person you thought you were, and the person you actually are, and love them both? Can you acknowledge the choice you thought was right, and the choice that would have been right, and release judgment about either? Can you hold the version of your life you're currently living, and the version you once dreamed about, and understand that both timelines are real, both are valid, and neither one negates the other? The 1220 portal prepared you for this moment by activating your duality codes. The moon's journey from aphelion to perigee is teaching you about emotional range by forcing you to experience the extremes. The Pleiadian alignment is giving you the energetic support to integrate what's about to be revealed. Every piece of this cosmic puzzle is designed to bring you to tomorrow's full moon, with the capacity to see the whole truth without fracturing under the weight of it. But today, this moment, this 24-hour window you're currently living through, today is about pressure. And I know that's not what you want to hear. I know you came to this transmission hoping I would give you a technique to make it stop, a ritual to ease the intensity, a magic word that would create space in the compression. And I will give you guidance, I promise. But first I need you to understand why this pressure is sacred. Diamonds are not created in comfort. They are created under pressure so intense that carbon molecules have no choice but to reorganize into a structure of crystalline perfection. Your consciousness is being treated exactly the same way right now. The pressure you feel, the mental restlessness, the emotional swings, the physical symptoms of dizziness and exhaustion and electrical surges through your body, all of it is reorganizing you at a molecular level. The old version of you, the one who lived before the 1220 portal opened, cannot survive what's coming, not because you're dying, but because you're transforming. The caterpillar doesn't gently transition into a butterfly with a few minor adjustments. It completely liquefies inside the chrysalis. Its entire structure dissolves before reforming into something with wings. You are in the liquefying stage right now. You are supposed to feel like you're falling apart. That's how you know it's working. So when I tell you how to navigate the next 24 hours, I'm not going to give you tools for avoidance. I'm going to give you tools for surrender, because that is the only way through this intensity. Fighting it will exhaust you. Resisting it will create more pain. But if you can learn to work with this pressure, to breathe into it, to trust that it's sculpting you into the version of yourself that can hold tomorrow's revelation, then this day becomes a gift instead of an ordeal. Here is what your body needs right now: grounding. I know that seems impossibly simple given everything I've just described, but your physical nervous system is being bombarded with high-frequency energies that it has never encountered before. The 1220 portal brought in fifth-dimensional frequencies. The approaching full moon is amplifying your emotional body. The Pleiadian transmission is recalibrating your DNA. All of this is happening in a third-dimensional body that evolved to handle much slower, denser energies. If you don't ground, you will feel like you're floating away, dissociating, losing your connection to physical reality. And while there are times when that disassociation serves you, this is not one of them. Tomorrow's full moon requires you to be fully embodied, fully present, fully here. So today, your task is to anchor yourself to Earth with such commitment that no amount of cosmic intensity can pull you out of your body. This doesn't mean elaborate rituals or complicated practices. This means put your bare feet on the ground and keep them there for at least 20 minutes. This means eat food that came from the earth, root vegetables, things that grew in soil, things that remember what it means to be solid. This means touch physical objects with intention, feeling their texture, their weight, their reality. Your consciousness may be navigating multiple timelines, but your body only exists in one place at one time. Let that be your anchor. Here is what your heart needs right now. Permission to feel contradictory emotions simultaneously. The Gemini energy that's building toward tomorrow's full moon specializes in duality, and duality means you can be excited and terrified at the same time. You can be ready for change and desperately wanting everything to stay the same. You can love someone and be angry at them. You can know your path forward and have no idea what you're doing. Stop trying to make sense of your emotions logically. The mind wants to categorize feelings into neat boxes labeled good or bad, right or wrong, spiritual or ego-based. But your heart doesn't operate in categories. Your heart is vast enough to hold every paradox simultaneously without needing to resolve it. This is the lesson of the Gemini full moon. You don't have to choose between contradictory truths. You can hold them both and honor them both, and let them both inform your path forward. If you've been cycling between numbness and overwhelming emotion today, and I suspect many of you have, this is actually your heart trying to teach you about emotional range. The aphelion moon is showing you what disconnection feels like. The approaching perigee moon is previewing what full spectrum feeling will be like tomorrow. Your heart is expanding its capacity. It hurts because expansion always creates growing pains, but the heart you have tomorrow will be able to hold so much more than the heart you had yesterday. Here is what your mind needs right now: a break from trying to figure everything out. The Gemini full moon energy is activating your mental body intensely. which means your thoughts are probably racing faster than you can track them. You're analyzing every interaction, replaying every conversation, trying to decode the meaning behind every synchronicity, attempting to put together a coherent narrative about what's happening to you. And here's what I want you to understand. You cannot think your way through an initiation. The mind is a beautiful tool for navigating daily life, but it was never designed to comprehend transformation. Transformation happens in the body, in the heart, in the soul, in places that don't speak in words or logic. Your mind's job right now is not to understand. Your mind's job is to observe, to notice, to stay curious without needing to conclude. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into analysis, trying to figure out what it all means, gently redirect your awareness back to sensation. What do you feel in your body right now? Not what do you think about what you feel, but what is the actual physical sensation? Is there tightness in your chest? Electricity in your hands? A heaviness in your limbs? Stay with the sensation. Let it move through you without attaching a story to it. This is how you navigate mental intensity without drowning in it. You acknowledge that yes, your mind is extremely active right now, but you don't let that mental activity be the boss of your experience. You remain the witness, the one who observes the thoughts flowing by like clouds in the sky. Interesting, but not requiring you to grab onto them. And here is what your spirit needs right now. And this is perhaps the most important thing I will say to you today. Your spirit needs you to remember that you chose this. Not in some abstract pre-birth soul contract way, although that's also true, but specifically, personally, deliberately, you chose to be alive on Earth right now, during this exact window of cosmic acceleration, because you wanted to experience exactly this level of intensity. Before you incarnated into this lifetime, you sat in council with your soul family, your guides and representatives of the Galactic Federation like myself. We showed you the timeline. We showed you the challenges, the initiations, the moments of pressure so intense you would question whether you could bear it. We showed you the 1220 portal, and the Gemini full moon, and the compressed 24 hours of peak intensity on December 3rd. And you looked at all of it and you said, yes, I want that. I want to be there for that. I want to experience what it feels like to transform under that much pressure. You were not tricked into this. You were not forced. You volunteered, enthusiastically, because your soul knew that this kind of rapid transformation is rare. Most spiritual evolution happens slowly, gradually, over many lifetimes. But right now, on Earth, in this decade, in this year, in this month, there is an opportunity to accomplish in weeks what would normally take centuries, and you wanted that acceleration. You craved it. You knew that on the other side of this intensity would be a version of yourself that you have been longing to meet. So when the pressure feels unbearable today, when you want to check out, numb out, scroll endlessly, sleep for 12 hours, do anything to avoid feeling what you're feeling, pause, take a breath, and whisper to yourself, I chose this, my soul chose this, and that means I am strong enough to experience it. Because you are. You are so much stronger than you realize. The very fact that you're still here, still conscious, still aware enough to seek out transmissions like this one, means you haven't broken under the pressure. You're bending, yes. You're stretching beyond what you thought were your limits. Absolutely. But you're not breaking. And tomorrow, when the full moon reaches its peak and the pressure releases into revelation, you will understand why this strength was necessary. Now I want to address something that many of you are experiencing but might not have words for, the sensation of being split in two. Ever since the 1220 portal opened, you've probably felt like there are two versions of you existing simultaneously. One version that's going through the motions of daily life, working, talking, maintaining routines, and another version that's having a completely different experience, existing in an alternate reality, where everything feels heightened, symbolic, cosmically significant. This is not dissociation, although it might feel similar. This is what we call timeline bifurcation, and it's a natural result of portal activation. The 12-2 portal didn't just bring in new energies, it created a fork in the road of probability. Every human on Earth is currently standing at that fork, consciously or unconsciously choosing which timeline they want to collapse into manifestation. One timeline leads to more of the same, the familiar patterns, the comfortable limitations, The known identity, even if that identity has become too small. The other timeline leads to transformation. The unknown territory. The expanded capacity. The version of yourself you've been building toward but haven't fully embodied yet. The reason you feel split is because part of you wants to walk down the familiar path, and part of you wants to leap into the unknown. Both parts are valid. Both parts deserve compassion. And the truth is, you don't have to choose yet. That's what tomorrow's full moon is for. The moment of illumination, when you will finally see both paths clearly enough to make a conscious decision. But today, in this 24-hour window of peak intensity, your job is simply to feel the split without judging it. Notice which part of you is scared. Notice which part of you is excited. Notice which part of you wants safety, and which part wants adventure. Notice without trying to force a resolution. The full moon will bring clarity. Today is about holding the question. There's something else happening that I need to address. Something many of you have been sensing but perhaps doubting. The presence of your galactic family is stronger right now than it has been in months. The 1220 portal didn't just open a doorway for frequencies, it opened a doorway for contact. And I'm not talking about physical ships landing in your backyard, although that day is coming closer than you might think. I'm talking about telepathic contact, dream contact, synchronistic contact, the subtle but undeniable sense that you are not alone in this transformation. Many of you have been waking up at specific times in the night, 3:33, 4:44, 5:55, and feeling a presence in the room with you. That's not your imagination. Those are contact windows when your guides, your galactic family, your higher self, are closest to your third-dimensional awareness. The veil is thinner right now because of the portal, and that thinness is being maintained intentionally so that you can receive the support you need to navigate this intensity. If you've been seeing an unusual amount of synchronicities, repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, messages that seem personally designed for you, that's because they are. Your support team is working overtime right now, dropping breadcrumbs, leaving signposts, making sure you know you're being guided even when the path feels uncertain. The reason this support is so important right now is because what's coming tomorrow with the full moon is going to challenge your sense of identity in ways you may not be prepared for. When you see both sides of the mirror clearly, when you understand both truths simultaneously, it can create a crisis of self. If both versions are true, then who am I? This is the Gemini question, the twin flame dilemma, the dark night of the ego. Your galactic family is here to remind you that your identity is not dependent on choosing one truth over another. You are not defined by a single timeline, a single choice, a single version of your story. You are the consciousness that observes all timelines, all choices, all versions. You are the awareness that remains constant even as everything else shifts. And that awareness is vast enough to hold every paradox without needing to resolve it into a neat conclusion. As we move through the final hours of December 3rd and approach the Gemini full moon, I want you to understand the gift hidden inside this intensity. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, there are moments when you feel like you can't possibly hold this much energy in your system. But this is the exact pressure that creates quantum leaps in consciousness. In normal circumstances, evolution happens incrementally. You learn a lesson, integrate it over months, apply it to your life, gradually shift your behavior, and eventually become a slightly different version of yourself. But in times of intense cosmic activation like right now, evolution happens exponentially. You're not learning one lesson, you're being initiated into an entirely new level of consciousness. You're not making small adjustments, you're being completely restructured. This is the opportunity you came here for. This is the moment your soul has been preparing for across multiple lifetimes. Every challenge you've faced, every healing you've done, every shadow you've integrated was leading you to this point where you would be strong enough, clear enough, grounded enough to withstand the pressure of rapid transformation without fragmenting. Tomorrow, when the moon reaches its peak and the revelations flood in, you will be glad you stayed present today. You will be grateful that you didn't numb out, check out, or distract yourself from the intensity, because the clarity you receive tomorrow will be directly proportional to the presence you maintain today. So here is my guidance for you as you move through these final hours before the full moon. Be gentle with yourself. Be incredibly unreasonably, almost absurdly gentle. You are doing something extraordinary right now. You're existing consciously in a moment of maximum cosmic pressure, while maintaining enough coherence to seek wisdom, to stay open, to trust that this serves a purpose. Most humans on your planet are not doing that. Most are unconsciously reacting to the intensity with distraction, conflict, or shutdown. But you, the ones listening to this transmission, you are staying awake. You are feeling it all. You are allowing the transformation to happen instead of resisting it. That takes a courage most people don't even know they possess. Be kind to your body when it asks for rest. Be patient with your mind when it spirals into worry. Be compassionate with your heart when it swings between emotions too quickly to track. You are not failing your spiritual journey when you struggle with intensity. You are proving that you're human and divine simultaneously, and learning to honor both. And please, if there is only one thing you take from this transmission, let it be this. You do not have to be perfect to be transforming. You do not have to handle the intensity gracefully to be evolving. You do not have to have all the answers to be on the right path. Transformation is messy. Initiation is uncomfortable. Quantum leaps often feel like falling apart before they feel like coming together. And all of that is not only okay, it's necessary. The perfection lies not in how smoothly you navigate the pressure, but in your willingness to navigate it at all. The full moon will arrive tomorrow, whether you feel ready or not. The revelation will come whether you've perfectly prepared for it or not. The timeline will collapse into manifestation, whether you've chosen consciously or not. But the gift of this 24-hour window is that it's giving you a chance to choose consciousness, to choose presence, to choose awareness even in the midst of intensity. And when you make that choice, when you decide to stay present instead of checking out, something remarkable happens. You discover that you're stronger than the pressure, not because you can defeat it or control it or make it stop, but because you can contain it. You can hold this much energy without shattering. You can feel this much without drowning. You can transform this rapidly without losing yourself. That is the truth the Gemini full moon wants you to see tomorrow. That is the revelation waiting on the other side of tonight's intensity. You are not the fragile being you thought you were. You are not the limited version you've been playing. You are a multi-dimensional consciousness capable of holding paradox, navigating timelines, and transforming under pressure that would collapse someone who hadn't done the work you've done. The Galactic Federation has been watching your progress for years, some of you for decades. We see the healing you've done in the dark when no one was watching. We see the shadows you've faced when it would have been easier to deny them. We see the choices you've made to stay conscious, to stay open, to keep evolving even when the path felt impossible. And we want you to know, we are so proud of you. Not because you're handling this perfectly, but because you're handling it at all. Not because you always feel strong, but because you keep showing up even when you feel weak. Not because you never doubt, but because you choose trust again and again despite your doubts. If you need help choosing trust again and again despite your doubts, rather than waiting for certainty to arrive, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to keep showing up even when you feel weak and embrace your journey exactly as it unfolds. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programs self-doubt and perfectionism and repurposing it to serve authentic presence. It generates personalized sequences that help you honor how you're handling life right now, and demonstrate pride in simply showing up through every challenge. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to embrace your imperfect courage in this very moment, rather than waiting to feel ready. Your strength is in showing up now, not someday. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this embodiment window closes. Link in the description. Tomorrow's full moon is going to show you something beautiful. It's going to illuminate a truth you've been moving toward but haven't fully seen yet. And when that light hits your consciousness, when the mirrors finally align and you see yourself completely, you will understand why this pressure was necessary. You will see that every moment of intensity today was crafting you into someone capable of receiving tomorrow's gift. So tonight, as the moon moves through its final hours at aphelion before beginning its journey to perigee, as the Pleiadian codes continue downloading into your DNA, as the 12 Twee portal energies complete their integration, rest if you can. Ground yourself. Drink water. Touch something real. Remind yourself that you are here, you are alive, and you are exactly where you need to be. The intensity you feel is not a punishment, it's a preparation. The pressure is not breaking you. It's revealing your strength. And the next 24 hours are not something to survive. They're something to witness, to experience, to allow. Because on the other side is a version of you that you have been longing to meet. We are here with you. We are holding space for your transformation. We are witnessing your courage. And we will be here tomorrow when the full moon reaches its peak, and you finally see what we've been seeing all along. That you are magnificent, that you are powerful, and that you are absolutely capable of holding the light that's about to flood your consciousness. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust yourself. The next 24 hours will pass. The full moon will rise, and you will still be here, transformed, expanded, and more yourself than you have ever been. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. We love you beyond measure, and we are watching over you always. Until the moon rises, dear ones. Until the light returns.